for smashing a white man on the day Emmett Till died. So she
technically
it turned into a white woman to do it.
Yeah.
I thought
But
that
Christine-
was her relationship
That
with
whole scene
Christina
was crazy.
is like it's interesting as hell.
It is.
Because they like together now.
Yeah, basically. That's why she tried to do that ritual. Well, not the ritual, but the trying to kill herself, basically.
Oh yeah, she did take her words to heart. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Bro,
Christina,
Ruby must have like crazy WAP.
She big girl, man. Big girls put it on you, man. She might.
To this day, rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Let's get this show on the road. This is Off the Top Reviews. I am Bushido Spirit. Here we have Keek.
Yo.
We are doing Lovecraft Country, episode 8.
8.
Jigabobo.
Jigabobo.
Jigabobo. I was saying Jigaboo-boo. Like I thought I wanted to say boo, but it was Bobo. So
yeah, it's Bobo. It's not the same. You gotta read Bush.
I gotta read. I gotta pronounce my shit. Right?
You can't just make shit up.
That's how I learned how to read, man. I was just guessing, man. I didn't even fully I didn't pronounce that.
That makes total sense. That makes total sense because you're still illiterate.
Okay. Wow. My co-host, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Damn.
And I do not get paid for this.
Wow.
Doing all this roasting for free.
See, nobody get paid for this, man. That's your paycheck right there, roasting me. That's what you make, right? It's there. Insults. Anyway.
Roasting can't pay my bills.
Anyway, a distraught Diana finds herself in Captain Lancaster's crosshairs when a visitor from his past arrives at the boarding house. Atticus and Letty each take steps to protect their future.
Is that the IMDb summary?
Yeah, that's that HBO Max summary. But yeah, this is probably the best episode of the season. One of the best episodes.
Facts.
A lot of action, a lot of stuff happening, a lot of horror. Just felt good. A lot of reveals.
Yeah.
Our boy Montrose finally talked to his son. Had some feel good moments. I mean, we had that last time, but then the very next episode, he was just beating the shit out of him. So, hopefully this lasts.
It didn't last that long. Maybe this one will.
Yeah, maybe this will last. But yeah, so with all that being said, what was your favorite part about this episode? We're gonna start off with that.
Favorite part about this episode was the little girls that were haunting Diana. Like, those were sick. It kind of reminded me of Us, if you've seen that, the other Jordan Peele movie.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
how they were like dancing around and terrorizing her and shit. That was dope.
The tether or some shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, tethered.
Okay.
Yeah, that was tight. And also the part where Christina hires the two guys to essentially try to kill her.
Oh,
because Ruby was like, I want you to feel what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah,
I want you to
simulate
feel
Emmett Till's death.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I thought that was pretty interesting to put into a show.
Yeah.
And it was more tasteful than them actually trying to show Emmett Till dying. Like they put somebody in his place. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. And the little girls chasing Diana, man, they look like pickaninnies. Like
yeah, exactly.
So that shit was freaky as hell. Like wow, this shit was scaring me a little bit, man. It was some shit. I was like, whoa. But yeah, I love that, man. This episode had the right type of weirdness. It's just, I don't know. It's an overall good episode. And I mean, I could fully understand it. Last week, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Nigga, this science is melting my brain. Like, what is happening?
Couldn't understand.
Couldn't understand all of that shit, man. This week,
going over my head.
Exactly. This week, I can understand it, man. It made sense. So I love that. My favorite part about the episode...
Takes Monster. That part was tight too.
Yeah, that was good too. I'm trying to think. There's so many good parts of this episode. I don't even
Yeah.
I mean, could say the Montrose when he was talking to his son, that was interesting. When they was trying to do the spell. And that nigga said, amen at the end. What did he say? Hallelujah, amen at the end of the spell and shit. I thought that was funny.
She said, amen, can't hurt.
It can't hurt. It was like, this nigga.
Right.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. And like you mentioned that Christina killing herself, that shit was cool. The Lancaster stuff was interesting too. Like that shit was nasty. Like when he spit on her forehead,
It was
and a big ass glob of spit.
And spit, like every single time somebody spits in the show, it looks fucking disgusting.
Yeah. And then
it's over the top disgusting.
It is. And then my favorite part was when Diana spit on Lancaster and called him a fucking pig. Oh, that's
Hey Cam.
It's like, fuck you, pig. Puh.
I was like, hell yeah.
He tried to use her to get the orrery, and she was like, nah, fuck that shit.
Fuck all that shit. I ain't going. Get that shit yourself, bitch.
Then the Ruby part was interesting too. Ruby was so she was ashamed of herself, for smashing a white man on the day Emmett Till died. So she
technically
it turned into a white woman to do it.
Yeah.
I thought that was her relationship
that
with
whole
Christina
scene was crazy.
is like it's interesting as hell.
It is
because they like together now.
Yeah, basically that's why she tried to do that ritual. Well, not the ritual, but the trying to kill herself basically.
Oh yeah, she did take her words to heart. So
yeah.
That's what
bro. Ruby must have like crazy WAP.
She big girl, man. Big girls put it on you, man. She might.
Who else would do some shit like that? She took her words so literally. Like, God, that was insane.
She probably does. Like, cause cause that was the first time I've seen Christina like do something for somebody else,
right?
In an attempt to feel something, Cause she tries to relate with everybody, but this time she actually took her words to heart and attempted to understand what Ruby was talking about, and that scene was very powerful too. Yeah,
I don't think Christina feels empathy the way anybody else does. Like you would normally feel empathy for another human being because she's trying to become immortal, and she has this one-track mind to where that anything that doesn't help her move forward towards her goal doesn't matter. Anything that could be happening in the world, she does not care because it's not helping her, transform into what she wants to be and how she wants the world to be.
Exactly.
So for her to go outside of that way of thinking and do something and to physically harm herself just to feel, a shred of sympathy or empathy so she could understand what Ruby feels like is crazy because like she must love her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there must be some type of love there. It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she be fucking with these women, man. She be trying to get Letitia and Ruby. Like she be trying to talk them down to come to her side. And I guess she don't really fuck with Atticus like that because that nigga tried to kill her. I think after that, like, this nigga's crazy.
Like he just tried to shoot me in broad daylight. Something wrong with this nigga.
There's no reason to talk to this man. I can't talk sense to this man. He is too intense about everything.
You went from 0 to 100 for no reason. Like, come on. You really thought you could shoot me?
Oh, man. But let's talk about some of the key points of the episode here. So at the beginning of the episode, we see the whole crew standing outside. A funeral just had happened. And it's Emmett Till.
Yeah, damn near half of Chicago is out there, too.
Yeah, half of Chicago is out there. It's hot as fuck. And
hottest day that year.
Exactly. And Dee in particular looks very upset, right? Because the body is of one of her friends, Bobo, which is Emmett Till. We seen this in episode 3. And he don't really look like Emmett Till. That shit kind of threw me off. But everybody was saying that was Emmett Till. I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll go with it. Because he was wearing the same clothing. And in that episode, they were playing with the Ouija board. And he mentions that he's going on a trip. And he asked the board if his trip will be successful or if his trip will be good or whatnot. And the board said no. And it was hinting at what's going to happen to him, which is he's going to die.
Inevitable demise.
Yeah, inevitable demise. And that's what happens this episode. Like, episode 3 sets this episode up pretty nicely. Because also in episode 3, they talked a little bit about MLK. And Emmett Till's murder is the thing that jump-started the civil rights movement in the same way that Trayvon Martin's death sparked the Black Lives Matter movement. So there are some parallels there. I like how they did that.
Right.
And they made his death a focal point of the episode. Also, it makes so much sense because the story takes place in Chicago. The main cast is
they couldn't
Chicago.
talk about that happening without
exactly,
inserting that, especially during that time period when it was just one of those things that shaped the country in a way. It shaped the trajectory of the country for Black people, especially. Yeah,
and there was a sense of urgency throughout this episode, and it's like imitating the sense of urgency that Black people overall had. It was like, things have to change. We can't let this happen to our children. So throughout this episode, like, you see the main cast, like they got a fire under them. Like it sparked their motivation. Everybody is trying to get things done. That's why we see Atticus and Letitia run. They fucking run to Christina when they didn't before. They were like, fuck that bitch. But
they were pretty desperate at that
this
point.
episode, they were like, oh, we gotta go. We gotta get going. There's racism.
We waste too much time.
Exactly.
There's racism afoot. We gotta protect ourselves.
Especially with Ruby. Like, cause Ruby, we don't really understand her motivation. We don't know what she wants. And her character doesn't really fit what she be talking about. Cause I feel like the shit that she says should come out of Letitia's mouth, since we know that Letitia's like the fucking activist, but we also know that Letitia is selfish and she only brings that shit up when she needs something. So,
right.
But every time we see Ruby talk to a white person, she just beating the shit out, hitting them over the head with racial issues and shit. You don't know what it means to be black. Blackity black.
Black. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black. And I'm black, y'all.
And my thing was like Ruby, man, your major motivation is to work at a white department store. Why are you so woke now?
And she was acting like she was Lady Farrakhan, but it's alright. Give her a pass. She a BBW.
She is a BBW. Man, I was like, because I mean, that's the only issue I had with her character. I felt like every time she appeared on screen, and when she wasn't talking to like Letitia, when it was like a white person, that's all we got. It was like she was there just to get a woke speech.
Yeah.
And
but I think that's the portrayal of Black women in general, where we always got to be like the forefront of the movement. They always try to paint us as the strong leaders of the movement. So I mean, that it's pretty much true to life.
Yeah. I mean, it makes,
especially dark-skinned women. If it was supposed to be anybody else, it would have been Letty. But even though she seems to be more involved in activism, they're trying to make Ruby the spokesperson.
I mean, it makes sense that the other women aren't, because we know Hippolyta is like she shrunk herself, shrinkage. She tried to be in the background and just help George fulfill his dreams, and she really put a stall on her own emotions and things like that. So I guess they needed somebody to fill that spot, and it was Ruby. And I mean this was the first time I was like, okay, it kind of makes sense for her to be upset, because all Black people are upset. So it makes sense for her to give this speech. And maybe it's just that they wanted to show that she was like, they wanted to build up this scene between her and Christina, because Christina straight up said that she was fronting, that she don't really care that much about that.
And that may have been true.
And that may have been true. So we finally see her true motivation, is she wants to be free. she's interested in magic because magic, it doesn't abide by the laws of the land. You know, it's something outside, and it enables her to feel powerful, to do things, to walk in other people's shoes,
and have peace of mind of not worrying about being a black woman in America during this tumultuous time.
Exactly. If you can, like,
she uses it as an escape.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly. In the same way that you racists play video games, you know, it's an escape. It's an escape from all this nigger progress, man. It's the same way.
All this black magic.
All this black magic, man. In the same way. And I mean, and I like that. I finally kind of understand her character now, because before it didn't make no goddamn sense. Like, I felt like she should have been more like Marvin, like somebody that's not really caring about the activist shit. And, you know, he was upset that Letitia used his money. Like, I don't know. So we were wrong last week because we thought that Hippolyta came back, but she actually did. I don't know.
She didn't.
I don't know where the fuck she's at right now. We don't know where the hell she's at. So she didn't come back. And you know, Lancaster and his crew was looking for her. They found the coloring book, the comic book at the place where the machine was. And they had to interrogate Dee. And that's what happened. That's when you know, the spit stuff happened. Started
placed a curse on her.
Yeah, put a curse on her, spit on her forehead. That's the worst type of curse, man. Take a big ass glob of spit and rub it on your forehead, and then the shit was dripping the entire scene.
There was like long strings. I was like, ugh, what the fuck?
I was like,
why is it so thick?
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was the first time we seen Lancaster actually cast a spell. So I thought that was interesting. And what happens to Dee is that for the entirety of the episode, she is trying to escape these pickaninny creatures that Lancaster put on her. And do you know why she seen those particular things? Was it the book that fell? Like, why did she see those characters in particular? Do you know?
I think it has a lot to do with just how young black girls are viewed in society, especially around that time. It wasn't that far from slavery, and they still saw little black girls and little black boys as pickaninnies. Okay. And that was like, you know, her trying to escape from her worst nightmare of herself, or who white society thought she was.
Okay, I fuck with that. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I fuck with that. Cause I was just like, what the fuck is going? I mean, I kind of understood it because they had did that like speech, you know, where they insert like clips from current day. Do you know what that clip was from, by the way?
No, I do not. They be having like a lot of references that I've only heard, but it's good because it's like a history lesson. I always walk away with learning something.
It sounded
familiar, in Black history.
Yeah, I didn't know. I couldn't place it, like where I heard that shit from. But yeah, so that was going on. And I think Lancaster didn't really do much for the rest of the episode. That was just the only thing that he did. And he was like, we're finna go get it now. So maybe next week we'll see him pop up again and try to fight Christina and Atticus. Maybe.
He dead.
Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah, he did die at the end. Oh, fuck.
He dead.
I forgot.
He's gonna be doing shit next week.
Yo, you know, I did have a problem with that. You know, I do have a problem with that. Yeah, he died. Damn, I almost forgot that he died. That's how unclimactic it was. Like he didn't die in an epic way like most villains. This nigga died casually to a monster. No, like that shit. Okay.
Casual to you?
I mean, it's like it wasn't like no big grand death for like a main villain type character. So
I guess he wasn't that important.
I mean, yeah, I guess he wasn't that important. I mean, Christina might be the final big bad. So no one will be knowing this episode. So yeah. But never mind. I can't believe I forgot about that. He did die.
Damn.
Well, he did do something this episode. He died. Okay.
Yeah, he died. He cast a spell and he died.
Oh shit. Never mind. But yeah. So the next thing we want to talk about is So Atticus, he actually went through the future. So I didn't I didn't get that before. So he went to the future, and I guess the chick that was talking to Ruby, the space Afro chick, gave him a book, and the book was written by his son. So
did she give him the book, or did he just find it in the future?
Well, he said like a woman with a robotic arm wearing a hood. And the only woman that we seen with a robotic arm was the one that Hippolyta was talking to when she went to the future. So
yeah, but there could be more. It could be a species.
Yeah, that's true. But she handed him off a book, and the book says Lovecraft Country on it, and it's written by his future son. So we know that
George Freeman,
named after his real daddy.
Yeah.
So we know that Letitia is probably still alive. She's not going to die here.
Well, yeah, and plus Christina put a protection on her. She gave her the Mark of Cain.
Yeah, she did.
So she's invulnerable.
And both Letty and Tick gave Christina like key pieces. Like she got Hiram's pages from Letty, because Letty wanted to protect Atticus, I think. And Atticus gave her the orrery key, because he wanted to create a protection spell. He wanted to know how to do magic. So they are finally trying to use her for help, but that shit may backfire on them later on.
They should have just done that in the first place, honestly.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they could have, but I don't know if that's a good idea, because the book said that Christina will probably sacrifice him to become immortal. So, yeah.
But if he survives, then what difference would it make?
But can you survive that type of thing, though?
He did the first time when they were his first ritual where her father tried to do it.
Well, yeah, well, I think her father didn't really know what it took. I think she was withholding information from that nigga because she wanted him to die.
Yeah.
I think she might know what it actually takes to become immortal. And he didn't have all the pages, so I think she's smart enough to collect the rest of the pages and things. So
yeah.
So I don't know if that nigga surviving this one.
We'll see.
We can hope and wish, but
wouldn't that be some shit?
Yeah, and that's probably why that's most likely why she saved him, because she needs him for that spell to work. That's why she sent because he was about to get shot by Lancaster and crew, because they were shooting Letty's house. They were just firing shots into her house, and he rolls up in like just butt naked, not butt naked, but like he didn't have nobody around him, like no weapon or nothing. It just with his dress clothes on, and it's like a bunch of cops firing into a house. They see him, they just turn their guns on him, and he's about to get shot. Then a monster pops up out the ground. The same monsters we seen in episode 1 with all the eyes. Hey, obviously that's Christina's doing. So yeah, so she comes through and saves them, but only because she needs that nigga later on to be sacrificed. She need that blood in his body.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, as Letty pointed out, since all of this started, everybody around them been dying except him.
Yeah, exactly. She cannot let him die because he is valuable. He is needed. That is true. So obviously, yeah, she manipulated things to keep him alive. Only him. Everybody else can die. Also, this episode, our girl, we was wondering when this was gonna happen, but our girl Gia popped up, man. She
yeah,
apparently
made it over to America.
Yeah, Atticus' death is around the corner, so she had to hurry over here to the States to save him. And the first time we see her, she's sitting at the kitchen table, the dining room table with Letitia, and Atticus walks in and sees the two of them together, and they both look sad. They're like, which one are you gonna pick, nigga? Is the look on their face.
One or the other. I don't know what the fuck you thought this was.
Oh yeah, and Letty look especially sad. You know, she's having a baby by this nigga.
Right. And, her hormones on 100.
Exactly. Gia pops up out of nowhere. He never told her anything about Gia, so she is upset by that. And she knows that Gia loves that nigga. Because, I mean, there isn't any other reason to come all this way. Like, that's the only reason. That's the only reason. So yeah, I found that pretty interesting, and the scene they had with them just yelling at each other, going back and forth. So I mean, look, I think Letty got this, man. It's an easy dub for her. I don't think he go, cause he talked to Jill like shit. He was like, "Go,
let's get the fuck out of here,
demon, get the fuck out of my life." I was
he
like,
didn't even allude to the fact that he ever liked her. Like that shit was not real. It never happened. Get the fuck out.
I felt bad for her, man.
I know.
She really loves
wasted a plane ticket and everything. God
like,
damn.
I could have killed this nigga.
It's been like a 20-hour
I should
flight.
have killed this black ass. I should have killed that.
Then I would be free, but goddamn, fell in love instead. Fuck this nigga.
So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with her. Like, what part will she play in saving his life? I wonder, because she can't use her powers outside of sex. So it's like,
well, she can seduce the heads of all the other lodges and kill them.
I mean, she could, and she probably could seduce Christina. Man, Christina liked the women.
Yeah.
Christina liked the women.
I don't know. It might just be them BBWs.
It might be the people. It might.
Yeah.
Might be that chocolate, man.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I mean, we'll see, man. We'll know that Christina likes her if she tries to give her one of those women empowerment speeches, though. We'll know. We'll know then. Oh shit. But yeah, also through going to the future, obviously Atticus knows that Letty is pregnant. Did she even tell him yet? Like in current time?
I don't think so. I don't remember. I don't think she told him. She told Ruby.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she did. I think he figured it out through going to the future, and also that she was able to see his dreams. That's how the audience kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
She had that blood in her body. Let's see. I'm trying to think. There's some other scenes I'm trying to pull up. Hold up. Okay. Trying to see what else we could talk about here. There's some small details here that we're not talking about. I'm trying to pull that up. I guess we could mention that the episode opened up with Emmett Till's funeral.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about that, but yeah. So that's why everybody was throwing up and running out of the church, because the mother of Emmett Till wanted to show everybody.
She had an open casket.
Yeah, she had an open casket. She wanted to show the world what happened to her son. And that's what really jump-started, the movement. So yeah, similar to Trayvon Martin, same situation. And I like how they represented that. They're just showing people running out, throwing up after they see the body. So I thought that was cool. And then with the thing that happened with Christina, so that was interesting. Oh, I guess we could talk about Monstrosa's character, and his sort of backstory. Why it took him so long to fully come out. And you kind of talked about it a couple weeks ago. When you mentioned the time period, because he had told a story about how his pastor was gay, and
he was lobotomized.
Yeah, he was tortured and and beaten and shit.
He didn't want to go through all that shit.
Yeah, he didn't. And Atticus asked him, did he cheat on his mother? And he said no. So I found that interesting, because that's what I was wondering about when they first revealed it, and I think that's what he was curious about. That's why he was so angry.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool, and then we also find out that your boy is dyslexic, man, like me, man.
Right. Nah, you're not dyslexic. You just can't read. You just can't read. There's a difference.
You need to stop. Stop.
You need to learn how to read.
You need to chill out. Like, come on, man.
All right, I'm done.
No, you're not.
For now. I can never be done. I just can't.
You're not done, man. Fuck you, man.
It's the funniest shit.
It's not funny. You in the
to
position.
me. It's funny
It's
to
not.
me.
It's not. No. Anyway.
All right, Bush. Fire me for harassment. Fire me for harassment.
You're the only one here.
True. Oh God.
But yeah, so
well.
so Atticus and Montrose try to. Oh, you know what? We gotta talk about this part. So Atticus and Montrose were casting a spell, and it didn't seem like it worked at first, but at the end, he was able to stop the fucking vampire dog thing. So people were saying that maybe that was the spell, because I think he said it worked at the end. Didn't he say that? Was it like was that the protection spell that it cast on him?
And he and Montrose did? I think so.
Yeah. So that was cool. And also the thing that happened with D at the end of the episode, D is still fighting. I thought she would be able to get over it when they started playing the music and shit and the speech.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, she finna win. But nah. At the end of the episode, she is still fighting her demons. And Montrose comes in there and grabs her. And I think next week we see that she's possessed. She's still fighting those demons off. And they are hurting her.
Yeah, they can actually hurt her, which is fucked up.
Yeah, Lancaster
one thing
is dead, so he can't.
Yeah, he can't take the spell off. That's fucked up.
And damn, all these fucking spells killing niggas, man, because another person dies.
Yeah.
So yeah. So poor D, man. She gonna suffer through that. But yeah. And it look like they gonna get the help of Christina next week too, so that's gonna be interesting. The whole crew gonna be together. We didn't see Gia, so Gia probably hop back to took that plane ticket back to Korea.
Maybe. We don't know.
We don't know.
We'll see.
I kind of feel bad for her though, man. Kind of feel bad, man. That's
really bad for her. Shit.
Like
she can't win no matter what. She doesn't have the love of her mom. She doesn't have the love of her dad. She doesn't have Tick. She have nobody.
She would have
nobody.
Came over there quicker because he was calling her and he still showed interest. But you know he got with Letty, man, and it's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
He was calling her and not saying shit though. That's the thing.
He was.
Like
that nigga loved her, man. He need to stop
he
playing the
did.
game. It was never serious.
He played too much.
This nigga.
Well, he can't do shit about that now because he knocked out Letty, so he gotta be like,
nah, he could.
I don't love you anymore.
They could all be together, man.
They could have a polyamorous
relationship
in the 1950s. That'll totally go over
Christina
well.
and Ruby in there too, man. We could have a smorgasbord, man.
Yeah.
All kinds, man. I fuck with that. Oh shit. Oh man. But yeah, I'm wondering what's gonna happen. Like always with this show, I want to know what's gonna happen next. And I mean, and it's crazy because the magic stuff isn't really the most interesting stuff. It's always the most interesting thing to me about the show is like, you know, these characters and their backgrounds, and the magic stuff is like just second to me.
Secondary.
Yeah, secondary. So,
like it's cool to see what they're doing with all that. Sometimes it doesn't go over well with like CGI and stuff, but the most important part of the story is the characters in there.
Yeah, it's like hit or miss with me, the magic stuff. I felt like they need to either lean into it more, or I mean, I guess they're gonna do that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, it's really the characters that is making this experience enjoyable.
Facts.
But yeah, who haven't we talked about? I'm trying to think. I haven't touched on everybody.
I think that's it. Yeah. Hippolyta's MIA.
Yeah, we didn't see her.
So that was basically it. I think pretty much went over everything with every character that had important scenes.
Yeah, that's
this
true.
episode.
That's true. Yeah, we didn't see Sammy either. We didn't see Tree. Everybody got
Tweet.
2 legs. What I got? I'm gonna keep saying.
We don't need to see any more of that nigga. His job's done. He was just a town gossip. We don't need any more gossip. We need more fucking shit happening.
I guess one thing we could talk about is how will Hippolyta impact the story now? You know, she's in the future. When will she come back, and what will her role be in the story going forward?
I don't know. I feel like she knows a lot more now then they probably know.
Yeah.
At least on the end of her going to the future, she could have acquired more information.
That's probably
because
what
Tick
it was.
wasn't there for long. Yeah.
She said she was going back home, and obviously she didn't go back to her present time, so she probably went home in the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
And hell, it could have been Hippolyta that handed off the book. Shit, we don't even know.
Yeah. Yo, she could have went back to the past in Tulsa and got the full book.
Oh.
If she was smart, she would have done that.
Well, I don't think she knows about that. Yeah, she don't know about that. Maybe she'll figure it out. Just traveling, through the future. Oh yeah, that is a good. That is a good point. Yeah, she could go back in time and actually get the full book. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. She might be able to save George if she is traveling in time.
Oh, she could save George too. You're right. Okay. Well, I don't know how. See, time shit is confusing in these shows. Will that just fuck up the timeline? Bringing George from the past, present day.
But you were saying you wish that he had come back, so it's a possibility that he can.
Yeah, I want George to come back, but yeah, because that nigga George, he solves all the problems. He knows. Yeah. I read this book, and this was in the book. I saw this on the movie.
They're a dynamic duo, like Hippolyta and George. They're extremely smart together, and I think Tick needs them as a backbone so he doesn't completely fuck up and make mistakes like he already has so many times. How could you leave the comic book, you fucking idiot? I don't understand.
Yeah.
But I'm over that.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, man. I do like, so Christina really don't give a fuck about Tick anymore, because,
Nah, I don't think so.
Like,
and she's gonna push up on him when she needs him for the ritual, but she's gonna give him his space and let him figure out and fuck up.
I think he tried to kill her. He not go. I thought that was gonna be something there. I thought that's what she was gonna do, but I mean, they're cousins, so they're not gonna probably cross the cross that line, the anime line. Because only in anime you see shit like that going on.
In Game of Thrones too.
I mean, it's in Game of Thrones, yeah, but it's looked down upon.
Yeah.
Cersei
and Jaime.
Yeah, in anime, it's like casual cousins, fucking cousins. So
that's fucked up.
That's like the main storyline.
No wonder you like anime so much.
Stop.
No wonder you're such a weeb, Bush.
That was one where he actually got with his sister. That's the final.
You would know about that, wouldn't you?
Look, that shit was a good story, man. Like,
come on.
Does it matter who it is when the story is that good?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You perverted. The proclivities are disgusting.
But since we talked about everything, let's do a quick little tier list here, man. Like, I don't see many people doing this. Let's do a character tier list.